Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys this cute set I did for my little sister. It's just some cute little peeking ghosts. She showed me a picture, we recreated it, changed little things up. I don't even know where the picture is from, I'm sorry. If you know who I was inspired from, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to steal art from anybody, of course. So I just can't recall. I don't know where the picture is. But this is her previous set. You can watch this video. My mom and my sister got matching nails. It's a whole little video, nice long one. So if you want to just relax and check that video out, go ahead. It's like a couple videos ago from this. So I'm going to start off by taking off her previous design. I'm using the Red Baron bit from Atwood Industries. And I have not changed it yet. I said I would. If you've watched my previous videos, I still haven't, but I should. When you're filing off foil, it can get stuck in the teeth of your bit. So you may want to use a bit that's old, or you may have to go through two. Sometimes I have to stop and soak the bit in acetone just to remove that foil and the foil glue off of the bit. So that's just a tip. So after I remove that design, I'm going ahead and removing the cuticle from the nail plate. This is the dead skin that grows on the surface of the nail plate. It is not the skin that we typically call the cuticle, where you get hangnails and etc. That's an eponychium. But for the sake, I'm sure I've told you guys a lot of times, but you know, we have new people here. We get new people all the time on the channel. So just to let you know, that is the cuticle, what's actually on the nail, the skin that grows on the nail that's dead. And we'll have, I won't debate you, but people have debates about how much skin you can cut from the eponychium. That's another conversation. I didn't cut any from her. I just used a little round bit. I didn't show it and buffed the skin a little bit. Otherwise, I just tell my clients to moisturize. Most of them don't. I don't, but that is what you should be doing. So let's catch up to what we're doing. I cleanse the nails with some alcohol, let that dehydrate just to remove the dust. Then I'll wipe them down with acetone to further dehydrate the nail, balance the pH on the nail, and get prepared to put the clear rubber base. And you see me polishing that on, and I went ahead and cured. The clear rubber base is going to act as a base and a primer for the adhesion of the product. So I didn't even show it, but I'm using the IBD clear gel. And I'm doing a fill on her nails. And you see me going on the end. She wanted these longer, but I didn't want to do forms and etc. So I floated a little product on the tip. That didn't really make the nails literally longer. But what it did is when I went to regain the shape, file and shape the nails, I didn't start taking into the length that she had existing, if that makes sense. I added more on the end to take it down so they wouldn't become any shorter than they were before. And hopefully that makes sense. So you see me just doing this fill. I'm doing a slip layer. I don't do enough nails anymore these days. I'm doing a slip layer, which is a thin layer. I leave the nail wet. It's a thin layer of gel. Leave it wet, don't cure it, and I take a bigger glob like you see me doing now, and I float it down the nail. You don't have to do that. That's not required when you're doing gel, but if you want gel to be easier to make sense, to get a beautiful cuticle area, I definitely recommend if you're starting out, you're unfamiliar. I mean, there's times I feel comfortable with the product, so sometimes I just go in there and get it and don't do a slip layer. And sometimes I do because it's depending on the nail, the situation. Sometimes I feel like it just will make it easier for me. But definitely if you're unfamiliar, you're starting out, you're having a hard time with gel, do that slip layer first. Thin layer, polish it on as close to the eponychium as possible without touching the skin. And then take a bigger bead and float it down. I cannot say enough about builder gel. If you understand it, if you can get over that one little hurdle, it is an easier product to execute and get a nicer cuticle area and a nice apex, depending on the viscosity, etc., etc. I do need to make a separate video, right? I'll get around to it. But you see right now I'm finished filing the nail. I use the a carbide smooth top bit just to kind of debulk a little bit, just to remove some of the thickness from the end, the free edge of her nail. And then I'm using the crosscut bit right now, just to further smooth out the nail, to taper around the cuticle area, and to buff. So I'm using this cat eye gel. It is for the longest I thought it was like black and gray, but it's more blue toned, definitely more blue toned of a gray-ish black. It's kind of like a steel blue. I don't know, it doesn't matter, you see what it is visually. And I'm using the round end of a magnet thing. That one's from Atwood Industries. Some of them come double-ended, some of them don't. That one's double-ended. It has a round magnet and then the normal rectangular magnet. So when I am doing the cat eye gel, you want to manipulate the gel with a magnet right before you put it in the light, because you'll get your design together, and then the longer it stays outside of the light, it will just disperse. You'll start losing the design. So go ahead and get the design how you want it and put it in the light. Now, I do usually do 2 to 3 coats of the cat eye gel. So usually on the first layer, I'll do a few nails at a time, 2 or 3 at a time. But when I'm starting to get to that final layer, I'm going to do 1 nail at a time. That way that design stays put. I don't have to worry about it moving. And sometimes you'll have issues because it's a magnet with the fingers, because they're in close proximity to each other. The magnet will move the design of the finger next to it because it's a magnet. It can sense it, it can feel it. Whatever the correct words are here is the words I'm trying to use. So you see what I'm doing. I'm going from abstract design. I stuttered and I don't even know why. Just to look ghostly, to look like apparitions in the background. Now, I had intentions, and I'll talk more about this when y'all see it, of this being a matte design. This is with a picture that my sister showed me. It was supposed to be matte, but it didn't end up being matte. It's fine, but I did that with that intentions. You can see I'm showing you this design. I was trying out some things like to layer the swirls in the background and do like a solid thing. You see me figuring it out, and I realized I didn't want to do that. I just want to keep it with the swirls and use the round one. Now I'm layering them differently. I'm not doing the exact same pattern on each layer because it's a little bit transparent, and then you can see it more in real life, naked eye, and it makes it even more cool, even more depth. You can kind of see it in this piece in the background. It kind of looks weird, you know? And I thought it was a perfect thing, again, to look kind of ghostly. Like, what is that back there? If you've seen this in real life, you'd be like, what is that? And it kind of looks, you see, I'm just trying different things, and it kind of looks like a full moon, a black hole, just empty space with things living in it. So feel free to take this portion and apply it however you feel, add a different design to it, add bats and a little graveyard scenery, something like that would be real cool. But again, she wanted the ghost, so of course we went ahead and did the ghost. So again, I'm doing each nail because this is my final coat. Well, this is the final part of this design that I'm doing. So I'm doing 1 nail at a time. I'm getting the design how I want it. I'm manipulating it with the magnet to where I want it to be, and then I'm going in and curing, again, 1 nail at a time. So I had this idea that I would do like these kind of strokes, again, like ghostly looking, what is that type thing in the background. So I just kind of dry brushed down the nail to create the splotches, and then I went ahead and manipulated it with the magnets as well. I used the rectangular ones just to kind of move that around and get it to where I want it so it could show up in at certain angles, and it would kind of disappear at certain angles. Oh, it was really cool. Again, I'll show it to you matte to show you how I intended for it to look. Yeah, but my sister didn't want matte. And you know, she's always playing me out, guys. This is the same one that said that those nails look like throw up so long ago. And I talked to her about this in real life. No, she's cool. I do what she wants. You know, I love her. But I recommend doing this matte. It look real cute. So I'm adding these ghostly type shapes. I'm using a daughter tool just to make the design. But honestly, I started it and then I had to wipe it off at some point because it was not going how I planned. Now, in retrospect, again, I'm always going to tell y'all where I don't think it went right. I wish I would have sheared out the white some. I left one coat, just one coat of white, because I didn't want it to be a bold, strong white, if that makes sense. And I'm going in with a striper brush. I decided I needed the dotting tool and the striper brush. I'm just using one from Atwood Industries. I think it's the gold one, I believe. If it looks a different color, if you catch it, then that's what color I used. Anyways, so I left it as one coat of white. I didn't want it to be strong, bright white. I thought it would look better if it was kind of like inconsistent, kind of sheer in some areas and not. That was very intentional, but in retrospect, I wish I would have sheared it out even more so it looked even, like, especially intentional, because it kind of looks like, did you just do a bad paint job or what was happening? So it was, again, it was intentional to leave it with one coat for it to look kind of ghostly and inconsistent. But again, I would have just mixed this with some clear top coat to shear it out and then paint it on. So right now you'll see I'm going in and doing these different little cute shapes. This is, you know, very much a cute idea for kids. You can adult this up if you wanted to. Of course, do whatever you feel. But, you know, I thought it was really cute when she showed me especially for Halloween. It was a pretty fast and simple design. Now, after I do this, I go ahead and cure, and then I'm going to use the dotting tool just to add eyes. I use a black a black gel to do the design. Real simple, just dot, that's the eyes. Went ahead and cured, and then you'll notice later on in the video that I use a little yellow to go around the eyes. That was in the picture that she showed me, and I really think it added a little something to it. It's a sheer kind of like gel polish, if you will, and I mixed it with even more clear just to make it, again, sheer, to just add that little bit of, I don't even look spooky, but just detail. It's just detail. Okay, so this is where I thought that we were doing matte. I thought we looked at the picture. I thought we were doing matte. So I polished one, and thankfully I just polished one. I mean, not that it's a big deal, but look at it. Okay, you see how it looks? Doesn't that look like ghostly, like things, almost like a graveyard, like a cemetery, like below the little ghost peeking out. Doesn't that, okay, so tell me down below, shouldn't it have been matte? Just tell me. See, look at it. And just that cat eye matte, in the way like at certain angles it like disappears and reappears, like, right? Or am I tripping? Okay, see, thank you. I know you agree with me. Thank you. But you know, she's little sister. She gets what she wants. She wanted it shiny, but I couldn't let it go. Look, I just kept on. I top coated the rest and everything, and I'm like, man, are you sure? And she was sure. So I just top coated over it with the shiny top coat, no white top coat, and this is the final look. Pretty easy, simple. Again, adult this up. Do it on your kids, or don't do it all. With, you know, whatever. I'm just appreciative that you came and hang out with me. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate you guys. Check out my other channel with my love. I'll put the link down below. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to wear your mask. Be kind to your neighbor. All right, you guys. Bye.